The road to Scottish Summit starts here. This is the Power Platform Podcast. Join Rex de Koning, Ana Inés Urrutia de Sousa, and Paddy Byrne as they talk to the Microsoft community about their stories.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Power Platform Podcast, sponsored by Proximo 3 this time. Today we got our guest, Franco Musso, who can tell us a lot of the background of Scottish Summit on the technical side. My name is Rex de Koning, one of the co-hosts.
And I'm Paddy Byrne, co-host as well.
And I'm Anna. That's all you need to know from me.
Mysterious.
Yes.
So we always start with a bit of an icebreaker, Franco. As I'll say, this is the tough question. I just thought of one about 15 minutes ago while I was getting my dinner. So me and you share a passion for the same types of music, don't we?
Yeah,
I think it's safe to say that. So picture the scene, Franco. You're travelling up to Scottish Summit in October. You're on the roads, whether it be a train or on the motorway up from Manchester or Oldham, isn't it? Oldham.
Bolton.
Bolton, sorry. Oh, sorry about that. Wanderers fan. So you're all the way up from Bolton. What 5 tracks would you have playing on your Scottish Summit playlist for the road up?
That's a very good question. So if I, for some reason, depending if we go planes, trains, automobiles, if I was cycling up, which I would never do, but just trying to get the heart rate going, I'd probably have some Linkin Park. On the plane, probably looking to mellow out, so maybe a bit of more Chiba and C. And yeah, if I'm on the train in the zone, then probably a bit of trance, bit of liquid. I've got very varied taste really. And if we're actually rocking it out and we're already out there in Glasgow, maybe a bit of Cortinas with Paddy in the background shouting, "Don't look back in anger."
Yeah, there's a bit of a background between about "Don't look back in anger." We tend to shout that. That's sort of our battle cry, isn't it, Franco?
Yeah, but it's a bit of a fun.
Don't look back in anger.
Yeah, so with me, it's either got a pounding bass or a really good guitar riff, or it could be something completely cheesy. It depends on the mood. If we're out on the breaks, I usually go cheesy. So go ahead, Paddy.
I like how you've got a different genres of music for each mode of transport. I've not heard that before. I didn't know that.
Well, in fact, I also have for day versus night as well. So when I was driving around the coast in Sicily earlier this year, randomly seeing that I was in Sicily, I found some proper chilled French soft rap. So I've not a clue what it's saying, but it sounds really cool. Nice laid back beat. Yeah, and you kind of just lose yourself into it. So now I kind of put that on when I need to get in the zone as well. Because usually what I find is I'm not the best reader anyway. I'm dyslexic. And as I'm singing along to lyrics, I realise what I've just been reading for the last 20 minutes. I haven't noticed a single word of it. I basically just run my eyes over it. Run my eyes over it while I was singing along. So yeah, it's good to zone stuff out sometimes.
Absolutely. You'll need to share some of that with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
You should create a playlist and share it with us.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
If you don't have it already, I think that you have one for the train, one for the plane.
Yeah, absolutely. And what could be more Scottish or Sicilian than French rap?
I'm just so glad you didn't say I will walk 500 miles because I'm guilty of not liking the Proclaimers. And Mark would kill me on that one. I cannot stand the Proclaimers. And we used to live down in Bristol, and you'd meet someone and say, "Oh, you're Scottish. Oh, I would walk 500 miles." Or when that song would come on, they go, "Oh, there's your song on." Oh, and I just detest it.
Well, it's funny when we were out in Canada. I'm like, yeah, I'm all about the rock and the Indies as we're out in the Ritzy over there. The Roxy over there. And then randomly Tag Team Wump There It Is came on. I'm like, I'm all over this.
I can't remember much of that night, to be fair. I just remember having a good time.
Yeah, it was quality.
You went to see the Killers not so long ago, right?
That's right, yeah. So I did a couple of gigs in the week. So Liam Gallagher on the Sunday, and then Travis and the Killers on, I think it was the Tuesday, and the Killers just absolutely knocked it out of the park. They were unbelievable. It's like going to your favourite festival and just saying, fast forward to the headliners. They're so energetic. They're unreal.
It's the best. Yeah, I've seen them in Spain and I love them. You know who I saw yesterday? I went to see Interpol here in Switzerland. So
cool.
good. It was very good. But it's a little bit sad, it's on the lower mood. It's not so Killers is like you can conquer the word after they finish. But good. So I would like to know if you can tell us, we sort of imagine, because we're all in the same business, I think, but how does day-to-day in your life looks like? And you can take the question in any direction that you would like.
Okay. Well, I'm all about the work-life balance. Now, sometimes that might be working 7 days a week, which sounds totally bizarre, but that's because I typically do 2 hours of focused work a day. And that usually means I've got a whole work's productivity boxed off in those 2 hours. And if I'm in Sicily, that is head to the beach after that. Some days I might ramp it up. I tend to do the opposite of that saying of make hay when the sun shines. So I make hay when the sun doesn't shine. If the weather's awful outside, I'll just cram in so much work, get the reserves built up and think, well, that's a week off that I bought, that's a summer off. So I do try each year to take the whole summer off, at least 2 months to go travel, enjoy Sicily. But more and more, I'm getting pressured by my daughters to just make that the norm, to just always be as chill as possible. So yeah, I'll start each day with thinking, what's the number one task that's just going to make my life easier if I get it out of the way? So I'm not a cherry picker. I'm not just thinking, well, let's tick off these 5 easy tasks and make it look like we've had a really productive day. It's like, let's break the back of this work and do the toughest, most grueling task that I'm going to thank myself for later.
Yeah.
But it's all very much about Power Pages. I am quite silly in the fact that I'll have done my paid work within 2 hours, and then I'll still manage to fill a load more hours with, I'll help someone out with some training, or I'll do some community work, or I'll be writing the course that I'm working on, where really I should just be thinking, right, I've done my 2 hours, feet up, ice cold beer, enjoy the day.
That's good. I think that's the ideal. Like, I would love to pack everything and then, sort of manage my own time to enjoy life, basically, right?
Yeah. And that's my favorite thing about being a freelancer, 100%.
Yeah, I can't imagine. It sounds great. I know that there's a downside as well, that you work for yourself, so you need to be very disciplined in order to. Yeah, but I think it's great. So thank you for sharing your day-to-day with us.
I caught at the end there, Franco, that you said you're writing a course. Is that an exclusive for the podcast? Can you tell us a bit more about that? Or is that under wraps?
The fact that it will be finished someday is exclusive. Actually, I've kind of done this promotional tour, which included Canada, and then never actually got the course finished. So it's like, I better not mention it. But I'm sponsoring John Russell and Mike Gowland's podcast, Sprint Zero. So we've been announcing the portal course for, I think, about 3 months now, but not actually with anything to deliver. But it just keeps growing and growing in scope. So it was originally just pro code, hardcore liquid, how you do all the custom UI work. And then I just keep seeing people getting the fundamentals wrong. And I think, well, I'll take it right back. Show people how you tackle the requirements, how you architect a portal, what's a good fit. Doing a lot of the tasking kind of things. So if you imagine due diligence type processes, so you're onboarding, you got to gather ID documents, right to work in the UK, employment history, all that kind of thing. Or you've got an insurance claim and we need to say, right, well, for motor insurance, give us these documents. For house insurance, give us these documents. And there's an approval, rejection, providing clarification, all this kind of stuff. So that now is being built into the course. So it's either going to be one mega course to end all courses, or it might end up being a number of mini courses to complement each other. So you can kind of choose your own adventure or do all of it.
Exciting stuff. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Nice one. Well, I'll be happy to announce it. Hopefully Vegas, or also Scottish Summit. That gives us an extra month-ish.
Very nice. Franco, we've been hearing your name for a couple of years now. Well, in regards to Scottish Summit, do you have some stories about previous editions of Scottish Summit?
Yeah, absolutely.
About visiting them, working behind the scenes on them.
Yeah, so I've had a pretty fun journey actually with Scottish Summit. I tell everybody on pretty much every podcast that it's my favourite of all the tech events in the year. But I first got onto it with Paddy as one of my mentors. So it's pretty cool to be on now, like kind of coming full circle. So Megan Walker, I think originally suggested that I come on and do the portal sessions. I'd just done a Spotify clone on Power Pages as a bit of a UI experiment. So I got on with the first Scottish Summit I attended must have been 2021 when it was virtual. So not quite the same buzz, but still exciting. And I spent like the whole year preparing, thinking I guess with some imposter syndrome, like someone's going to pick up on something I don't know about portals, and that's going to make it all come undone. And then the next year, I just got so many people get in touch about custom portal work since that Scottish Summit session, and I started my blog around the same time. And then Scottish Summit 2022, I got to meet both Paddy and Anna, which is cool. And I came away with so many Norwegian contacts randomly enough. So my good friend Ulrika Ekebeck, she just welcomed me over at a restaurant in Glasgow with a table full of Norwegians, and they're so expert in English that they're like, oh, Ulrika's like, this is Franco, he only speaks English, and mid-sentence, they just switch their technical conversation over into Norwegian, from Norwegian into English. And I was just like, I think for about 5 minutes thinking, did that really just happen? Like completely in awe of how awesome the language was. But then what such nice people they are as well. So I then ended up thinking, I want to visit Norway. I want to work with more Norwegians. So I got quite a few Norwegian contacts and contracts out of that, which was cool. So I think that's my first big taste of Scottish Summit, how international it was. That I was really impressed with. Bumping into Nick Dolman, who's a big hero of mine. So Canada represented, America, all of Europe. I just didn't understand until then how much everyone travelled for this stuff. I got into the pub for the first time, like, it's like I've 3D printed all the community heroes. Like, this is well cool. Yeah, so Cheryl Netley, Victor Dantas, and pretty much all the Portal team were there. So Oliver Rodriguez as well. And we got, just tons of cool photos together. It was a wicked event, but I think the quality of the sessions is unreal, but also the quality of the socializing afterwards. I think that's been unparalleled at any of the other conferences I've been to. Because I think when I went to MPPC Orlando, I enjoyed that, but I think like many people say, the American conferences are very much more business-like, right? It's 5 p.m. Let's get in the car and get home for dinner by 6. Whereas we're like, where's the party at? How do we keep this good feeling going the whole weekend, or at least until the early hours of the morning?
Absolutely. Yeah, can't do more there.
Sorry, Paddy, go ahead.
No, I was just couldn't agree more. That's
definitely. The feeling that we have at the end of every Scottish Summit is so like warm, and I come back home with feeling like I was with people that is very knowledgeable, that I admire, and also that it's place that it's a safe space for us to grow and invite new people. So it's my favorite.
Yeah, and there's a real buzz, isn't there? You see about the first time speakers, that release is like, there was nothing to worry about. Everyone welcomed me. It went really well. All the mentorings paid off. Yeah, there's so much support.
I think we all started at Scottish Summit with our first talks.
Yeah.
So, because 2022 was my first time also talking at the Scottish Summit. I was a visitor in 2020. Unfortunately, 2021, I had COVID during the virtual session, so I missed them all. And then 2020, we were in Glasgow again. 2022, sorry. And then 2023, you did a lot of work again behind the scenes for the websites and the app, I think, or was Matt the app?
Matt was the app. I was the portal. But yeah, what I didn't mention is I'm extremely well organized. So I was thinking, right, well, it's getting tighter and tighter. I must start preparing my content that I'm going to deliver in my session. And I've got 5 days, 3 days, 2 days. I've still not started it. 1 day to the event. And then Mark says, oh, by the way, we're going to announce Scottish Summit 2024. And we'd love to just be able to flip the switch and the website be something completely different, be a promotion for 2024. So I'm like, oh, there's that well-planned prep time out of the window. So as I'm like in the wings on my laptop, not really joining in much at Scottish Summit 2023, I think everyone assumed I was working on his slides. It's like, no, I'm waiting. I'm working so that when Mark makes that announcement, there's something there to go and see. Yeah, I kind of went for... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you go, Franco?
Yeah, I've usually done very advanced portal content for Scottish Summit, but I've made a change this year where I've done some training with my good friend Rory Neary, skilling him up in Power Pages. And I'd had a bit of a fanboy moment with him at Scottish Summit 2022 because I'm a member of his Canvas Apps course. We've both got a real passion for upskilling others and quality training. So it was like, tell me all about online courses. This is my plan. This is what I want to do. And we were just partying together for the weekend. So since then, we've stayed in touch. I've trained him up. So this time, what I'm going to be presenting alongside Rory is more from the side of, right, you know nothing about portals. What's the journey? Where's the value add? If you've misunderstood what it brings to the Power Platform, Power Pages, what is that and what's got Rory so hooked?
That's, I mean, I probably would be there.
Yeah, that's a brilliant session. So I suppose that brings us on to the next question, because you're very, very busy throughout the whole year on working on Scottish Summit, and we know what you do because we hear your name at the meetings, the monthly meetings. But can you tell us a bit, or the listeners a bit more about what your involvement in Scottish Summit is, particularly this next event?
Yeah, so until recently, I've essentially been the sole person that builds the portal. Luckily, we've had Kim join us recently. Is already making great progress. But yeah, it was originally just kind of offhand question from Mark. Like, would it be possible, do you think, if we looked at doing the conference website on Power Pages? Or is that like pie in the sky? Well, you could definitely do it. It's like, cool, the job's yours. Like, oh shit.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, so it started off, we just want essentially what we previously had on WordPress, but on Power Pages. Right, cool. Oh, and then now it's coming up, we could do with this extra bit. So for example, we want it to be a sponsor portal as well. All right, okay, so we'll add that bit on, and we could do with a similar area for the charities. All right, cool, put that on. And then this year, we're spending all this money unnecessarily, maybe on Eventbrite, Sessionize, and whatever else goes into it. So it was like, oh, we can just bolt those bits on. So my dream would have been if we just said, right, architect this is the whole big picture, and start from an informed position rather than just, right, let's build a Franken site from all these piecemeal requirements. So yeah, now we do everything from sponsor dashboard, managing the charities, your journey as a speaker, submitting sessions, providing feedback, booking tickets, adding workshops, as in purchasing extra workshops, and bookings for the pub quiz and the cabaret night.
I think that one of the things I've been working with, visiting the Scottish Summit the website for the last couple of days for special task, and I'm very proud to say that we are the conference that has everything on the Microsoft technology stack, right? Mm-hmm. Because we have technology, we have conferences that are Microsoft, but they do not use the Microsoft technology, probably maybe for a piece, but not for the whole. So this just speaks very well about your work within this event and within your knowledge, because it's very complex. And I used it inside, I used the app for scoring or for feedback, and that's great. And then I find it a great job, very good job.
Oh, cool. Thanks very much. I do get a lot of compliments on how good the portal looks, and I have to point out to people that this is on a 10-year-old framework. I'm dying to take it across to say it's now Bootstrap 5, and here are all these extra possibilities that I get to use day to day on other portals, but we're still very much in the past for now for Scottish Summit. So as soon as 2024 is out of the way, that'll be the big push to say, let's get us on current tech, so we don't have to keep remembering how did we write this stuff 10 plus years ago with Bootstrap 3.
Good. Paddy, go ahead.
It's Anna. It's your turn.
Oh, it's my turn. Oh, sorry. All right. So, in terms of looking at the Scottish Summit 2024 and all the things that will happen in the upcoming months, what are you most looking for, or what are your expectations to regarding to the event? What are you looking to take back home? Something like that.
It's the people and the connections again, and the partying. But in terms of people,
did I cut off?
I can hear. But yeah, it's the people and the connections and the good times, really. So I'm planning to travel up with Sarah Jones that does the VRT sessions. She's become a good friend. I know the Sprint Zero guys are planning on recording a podcast on the way up, so that's going to be great fun. If you've not listened to that, you should check it out. The guys are absolutely hilarious. And then once we're up there, of course, I'm presenting with Rory. We've got just that epic venue, and it's the leveling up, really. And like I said, I love to see the new speakers and all that nervous energy going into it, and the absolute punch in the air feeling as you come out, yes, done it, conquered that fear, and I'm definitely presenting next year.
So good. Yeah, I feel like the opportunity that we bring in Scottish Summit to new speakers is just so good that you end up going back home with always a new person that you met that just started the journey, that they're very excited, they would like to, meet as much people as possible. So
and
it's going to be great.
It helps keep the conference feeling so fresh as well, doesn't it? You don't look at the lineup and think, oh, I saw this session at this other conference, and it's pretty much the same speakers. There's a real fresh and novel feel to the content at Scottish Summit.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Something else cool that we've done this year. I've not been involved in things like the scoring of sessions last time, but to see that it's all genuinely done blindly as well. So it's not just this big name, let's have that session. It's all about what value is that going to bring. How awesome is it going to be for the audience?
Yeah, the awesome thing we had this year, because the scoring was always anonymous, basically. But this time they also used AI to really go through all the session abstracts and remove names and stuff from those also, because those were sometimes left behind.
Right.
So you could still see who the speaker was. And now they used AI to filter those things out. So it was completely anonymous this time, and it worked pretty good.
Yeah.
You sometimes really had no idea who the speakers were, if it was a new speaker or a seasoned speaker, no idea. You just had to focus on the abstract and make a choice based on that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm lucky that Rory submitted ours, because I submitted my own and that was refused.
No.
Based on the description. I got some useful feedback, which is great. I know what to apply for next time. But yeah, luckily, the collab session with Rory, that was accepted. So all good.
That's good.
In a way, I get to enjoy it in a much more relaxed way. And I love that whenever I've done the collaborative sessions, there's so much more energy as well, because you can bounce off one another. Sometimes what I've come out with at the end of the session is that rush of ideas, thinking, I was feeling pretty satisfied, but if only I'd said this, or someone would have asked such a question. So I hope between me and Rory, we get that out in the time we've got. Or it's onto the pub for the rest and a bit of a Q&A.
Yeah, looking forward to that session, Franco.
Yeah, me too. Yes. And also the thing that you just shared about the feedback is very important, because sometimes it's like when you apply for a job, right? Either you get a response or you never know about the recruiter anymore. And this is like in the sessions that you submit for conferences, this is quite similar. You know that you're rejected, but you have no idea why. And the fact that you get this feedback to understand, okay, maybe next time I should do this or that, or whatever. It's good. It helps you as a speaker, to grow in the community as well.
Absolutely, yeah. So you're still getting that personal growth, even though you've
Yeah.
not had the chance to speak, essentially. And it might well be that you think, well, whichever's next, Nordic Summit or South Coast Summit, that there's more to go for.
Yeah.
Rex, do you have any more questions for Franco? Do you want to wrap up, Rex?
I'm not sure if anybody else has something ad hoc that's not on the menu today that they want to mention.
I want to ask a question before we jump into the, promotion, the ads piece. What is your next concert? Do you have
Great
anything
question.
lined up?
Well, I had like a teeny bopper concert in mind that my daughter wants to go and see. Busted, supported by, this is kind of me going down in Paddy's estimation.
Wait, Busted?
Busted, supported by Scouting for Girls, yeah.
But they
Like two
still
teen
alive?
bands from, yeah, they're still alive.
But it's like at least 20 years.
Yeah, but
Right?
they've got a whole new fan base apparently. I took my daughter to like an ensemble kind of concert in November where it was all the big hits from Hits Radio, and amongst all the new acts, they had Busted on, and the crowd erupted for them.
I just know one song from one film, and that's it. But they are good. They're boy band, so.
Yeah, they're proper high energy live, and they do at least try and rock it out. But
yeah,
Scouting for Girls,
very good live.
But yeah, especially I think it's Charlie. He was wicked live. But yeah, Scouting for Girls, I'll fully admit they're a guilty pleasure of mine. I'll sing along to loads of their songs in the car.
I don't think I can name a Scouting for Girls song. I probably do know them, but I can't.
Yeah, I'm quite into the throwbacks. So got Gabrielle's coming to Manchester as well. Can't remember if it's later this year or early next year. Gabrielle supported by the lead singer from Lighthouse Family as a warm-up. So yeah, there's no kind of pigeonhole in which concerts I'll go to. As long as you can sing along, I'm good, or rave along. It'll be that and end of the year Pete Tong Classics.
Oh well, I've not been to that yet, but I've heard it's very good. The Ibiza Classics with the orchestra.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm in shock with this busted information. Do you remember the movie like Thunderbirds?
Oh yeah.
That's
I
where
forgot
I
about
got
that song actually.
Yeah, that's the only one that I know, and I'm singing it in my head.
Oh, there's Year 3000. What I go to school for. There's all sorts. There's one about an air hostess. They're all quite. I think they're all a bit racy. I think a lot of the songs about the crushes on girls.
Stacey's mom has got it going on. Is that a busted one?
No, that's Fountains of Wayne. I think that's by.
All right, I thought that was busted.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I've seen everyone from hard rock bands right down to the cheesy teeny bopper stuff.
God, but they are 40 years old, and they
say
still
variety's
like
a spice of
me.
life, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, we all know that Anna's going to go on Ticketmaster after this.
Probably, yes.
I'll maybe sneak a busted song into my Scottish Summit playlist then. We can go from Busted to Guns N' Roses to Metallica and onto the dance.
Well, you say that. The last time I saw Rory Neary talk was at the Scottish Power Platform User Group, and he burst into song 2 or 3 times during his session. He's got a great singing voice. You heard Rory sing?
Well,
I've not actually.
Absolutely
we have
fantastic.
a good authority that he also can do karaoke without the music.
Without the music, he sang without the music.
He did it
and
without the
broke it
music.
out.
Queen.
Oh, cool. Oh no, I look forward to hearing that. I know he mentioned jazz singing as one of his hobbies, but no, I never actually heard him. But we were out just what would it have been? Monday night, me and Rory down in London. So maybe I missed the first chance for that. But it was just one of those where all the conditions were perfect for it. Beautiful weather. Everyone off to the pub after the London user group. And the weather didn't let us down. It was still lovely and quite light even right up till after 11 p.m. So it's like just any excuse we had for going home wasn't coming up.
I can't believe I was in London on Monday as well. Very rare that I'm in London. I was in London on Monday.
Gutted.
Oh, that would have been perfect.
Yeah, we were all outside the Wellington. Funny, a few people, I don't know if it was an excuse because of what a nice day it was, but quite a few, sorry, not quite a few, but one or two, as we arrived to the pub, were already well underway with their drinking. So they said for some reason they couldn't get back into the UG, which I don't fully believe. But they were just like, so all we could do really was go and get an ice cream in the sun and then sit and enjoy cocktails in the sun. Doesn't sound like that bad a punishment, really. Sounds like a well-planned accident.
All right. So, of course, we have to do some advertising also for the event. So, as you can see on the screen below, we still have some tickets available. We have tickets for the event on the 18th and 19th of October. On the 17th, there are several workshops for which there are still tickets available. If you're coming to the event and you need some discounts on air travel or hotels, look on the website. We have some arrangements with KLM, Logan Air, Hilton, Aloft, and Scottish Rail. Don't forget about the pub quiz and, of course, the cabaret show. And we all hope to see you there. Thank you very much.
What is the hashtag? Wait.
Oh, the hashtag.
Yes.
Anna, since you started it, tell us.
Scottish Summit 2024.
So use that on all your socials and follow us all. Thank you very much.
Thanks everyone. Awesome.
Thank you.